we'll do like a 4-minute scrimmage, and we'll keep score offense and defense. So it's kind of like a 10-4 drill by the way you're keeping track of your points.
Right.
But it's a constant scrimmage. So the defense isn't on defense the whole time. They're converting offense to defense, but we'll give them the same point value and stuff for 4 minutes. Something else we do in the half court.
What's the figure 8 thing? Wasn't there a figure 8 thing with the bigs?
So that's what we just went over. What we just went over was more like the 3/4 court drills.
Okay.
So like I said, on day 1, we might do the 5-on-5 shell.
Right.
Day 2, 3, we might do these 3-on-3, 5-on-4, 10-4 drills, all those. Okay, but the majority of your half court or majority of the game is going to be played in the quarter court because they only got 10 seconds to get across.
Right.
You're not going to get a steal every time.
Right.
Everything's going to be played here. So Steve, I'm going to quickly do the 3-on-4 drill first.
Yeah. Okay.
So the guard,
and that's the quarter court one, right? Is that 3/4? Yeah.
So while I'm doing this, the 3-on-4 down here with my guard, my 1s and 2s, my JV coach is doing the figure 8 at the other end.
Okay.
So this is just shell drill, like you said.
Yep.
This is 3-on-4. Yeah, 3-on-4. So what they're doing is just working where do they go based on the ball in the quarter court. So again, when the ball's up top, our 1 is pressuring. If you want the one to get to a side and start working on pushing them over, you can. But usually we just play them straight up at times. The 2s are we always talk, make sure you protect inside out. So don't be way out here, out wide where you're going to give up this pass right here. We play where these guys, they got their hands and I wouldn't say they're almost touching, but if they make this pass, they're close enough together they can get a tip on it. When the pass so they're protecting the high post. When the pass goes to the wing, the 2 on air time, the 2 is taking it, and we tell them belly button to the sideline. I mean, we don't play top side or low side. We play straight up parallel to the sideline. Okay. So we have on that pass, the 2 takes it. Our 1 is a sprint, and they are setting up shop right there above the elbow with their inside hand. So if a team has a mid post there, they're going to have their right hand, their low hand, their bottom hand is going to be basically in the gut of that player right there.
Okay. Yep.
Because we don't want to front them. We want to just because if we read this pass and they throw this ball back up top, we might be able to shoot this gap right here for a steal. So the 1 is going to be right here. The backside 2, they drop a little bit. They don't drop all the way down because there's going to be a 3 kind of at the rim line or so, but they just drop a few feet down with their butt to that backside corner. Again, when they pass it back up, she's sprinting in. She's going up, and what we call this a J move, where we might have them take a step to the middle of the floor, and then just kind of work on angles again. Just take away maybe that little move right there they might not throw that pass to the high post. Okay, and then again the 2 comes up. Same thing.
And that's where they're looking. They're looking at the high post too.
Yep. And if they see it, they throw it. We're always looking in. So that high post player just moves side to side there about that mid post area, and we have to protect it. So that's all it is basically working the 1s and 2s. When the ball goes to the wing, the 2 sprints out, the 1 sprints down to the high post, the backside 2 drops. And
you have to work on this all the time because most of the time it's in this part of the court more than the full court.
Yes. So that's our 3-on-4. Right. Then what we'll do sometimes is we'll take and put a 2 guard front out here.
Which is what most people do versus an odd zone.
Yep. And then now the 1 there will play kind of like they do in the press part. They'll play in between.
Okay.
Our 2s now, it's almost like you've taken your court and turned it. So if here's your high post, the 2s are a little bit, this one's maybe a step out, this one's a step here. They're still protecting here, but they're kind of angled different on this. So again, if the pass gets made, again, they'll come over, she'll move over, she'll take middle. If they bobble it, we can come up and we can work on our 1-2 traps. So if they're in a 1-2 trap here, we know the 2 has to protect middle. If the ball goes to the corner, then the 2 has to play, in a real game, this would be a 3 out here. This would be a 2-3 trap. Right. So the 2 plays top. The 2 does play top side there because they have to imagine a 3 being out there.
The 3 being there. Okay.
Yep. And then the 1 would drop. Backside 2 would then drop a little bit deeper on the backside.
And how long are these drills?
We can do it for touches. We might say, okay, if you get a deflection, after 2 or 3 deflections, you're out, or it could be just just for have them reverse the ball a couple times. You know,
Do the
three sides of the floor.
what do you do with the threes then?
They are doing the figure 8 drill. They're on the other end.
Yeah. Okay. And what's that?
Okay, so on
Because that's why I wasn't working with. I did that one. I did that drill with my guys, but
okay,
I didn't work
so the
with
figure 8. Now again,
I can't see I can't see quite the bottom of those little.
I'll move that.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yep.
Got it.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
So we've done it where we have the wings. We've done it where we do not. I'm going to put the wings in here for now, though.
Okay.
So when the ball's up top, they are dead fronting. The threes are dead fronting the.
So we're normally in a 1-2-2. So the 1 is at the top of the key. The 2's at the elbows. Okay.
So you're basically doing the same thing, but yep.
Yes.
So again, no 1s, no 2s, just the 3s. When the ball goes to the wing, this 3 takes a step up and out. Right there. This 3, the backside 3 is pretty much rim line.
Okay, so where would the 2s and 1s be?
Twos right now, this would be a 2.
Yep.
This would be a 1. And the backside 2's just dropped a little bit, just like that.
Perfect. I'm just trying to get a sense of where they'd be. Okay.
Yep. So the 3's here, but again, they're a step up and out.
Yep.
Just so they're that much closer to maybe a shooter in the corner. When that ball goes there, they banana cut. They take away that baseline.
Okay.
And then this 3, here's your figure 8. This 3 goes on airtime. They go low side and they lead with this. So here they would have their left hand out, and they would X step through in front. So they're going to try to maybe reach around with their low hand, their low arm. So because a lot of times, once or twice a game, they'll think that looks open and they'll try to make that pass in there. And this person will come from behind the bottom side and they'll get a deflection and get a steal. But if they don't get, so what they'll do is they'll lead with that low hand, and then almost like you're like 3/4 on the low side.
Right.
But then you take and step through, and then we dead front. We dead front that. And then when the ball goes back out, she goes over top, back to her spot. This person sprints back in. And again, if you look at it, it's kind of like running a figure 8. But the key point is they have to take and they go low side.
You have to front the.
Yep. But they have to go low side. If they try to fight over top, high side,
you're done. You're sealed.
The post player's going to seal you. They're going to ride you up that lane line. So we go low side. Plus, if you go low side, you have that 1 that's kind of
right
towards that mid post, so they can kind of help a little bit. But so that's what it is. So basically,
for anybody that's going to do any sort of trapping, you got to front that low block always.
Yep. And there's
high school kids are horrible at making that pass anyway, so don't even worry about the lob. People worry about the lob too much. You know how many good lobs I've seen in 30 years? Like 6.
And like right here,
like
if you think about it, if this 3's fronting, that backside 2, the deeper the ball to the corner, the deeper the 2 has to rotate.
Right, but how many times can that person, if 3 is giving any ball pressure in the corner, make the pass to the lob?
And that's your key. If
they make that
pass, that's on that 3. That girl is not putting enough pressure on that.
If you front a low block in anything like this, I mean, now if you got a 6'11" future NBA star, okay. But very few people can make that pass effectively.
And then when they throw that pass back out, they have to again fight over top.
Yeah.
Again, they go back to their spot. They come back in, step off and up.
I love that.
And again, same thing. Ball goes over here. They go out. They go underneath. So they're running like a figure 8.
I like that. I like the name too because it kind of shows them what you're doing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then to make it simple, the 5-on-8.
So you're doing that. You're doing that figure 8 while your other coach is doing the figure 8. What are you doing then?
I'm doing that 3-on-3. I'm doing that guard one.
You're doing the guard one
that we just went over.
So in a practice, I'm trying to sense my practice. So in a practice thing, that would be 5 minutes total. You don't because you don't need to switch. You don't need to switch.
No. Now, if you have girls that take and can play both, we do have some 3s that can play.
Oh yeah, that's two. That's true.
Then, but you can do is on day 1, wherever you think they're going to play the most, have them do it. On day 1, I'd have them go there, for 3 or 2. But the next day you might say, hey, you might tell your coach, get this person in the first 30 seconds.
And then go grab them.
And then go the other side or something. Okay. But like on day 1, I'd say that's probably going to take about 10 or so minutes the first day or so. But once you get going, then
are you doing that are you doing that in January? Are you doing all this stuff in January?
No, because you'll see. Because on the next drill, Steve, we put it all together. So we have 8 offensive players against our 5 defensive players. So we're going 5-on-8.
Okay.
So all you're doing, this is the same thing you just did. It's just you're putting it all together.
But that you're doing in January and February.
Yes.
Yes.
This week, and we do a lot of this stuff for like even scouting reports.
Okay.
Because if we're going to play a team that shoots a lot of threes,
right,
we
in
might
the corner. Yeah.
You have to make sure you cover this. If they get a good look 3 off, we give the offense a point. If it goes in, we give them 2. So and then we take in, blue rotates off, white rotates on, and whoever has the lowest score wins at the end.
Okay.
So we do a lot of stuff out of this 5-on-8, but this is the same thing you just saw, except for we're just putting everybody together. So these guys are running their figure 8 like they did. These guys are running that 3-on-4 or 3-on-5 drill, but we're just putting together. So after that first week or so, you don't even have to do those first few drills.
Okay.
This would be where you'd want to start probably.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is just like say 5-on-8. Eventually, it's kind of like a shell with, you can have them stationary if you want to have them. If you want to work the dribble drive, now every couple passes, they work on trying to get into a gap.
Okay.
It's whatever,
Yep.
So that's the 5-on-8 drill. Eventually, we'll play it live. We'll play 5-on-6. So we'll just get the offense 6 players. The person inside can move around anywhere they want. There's no 3 seconds. They can flash. They can go short corner, and we'll just play it live.
Okay.
5-on-6.
Do you is there a specific what offense do you run?
We run motion against anything.
Okay, and do you think that works with this? I mean, is there a reason you're running that offense with this defense? Is my question.
No, it's just something we've always. I'll tell you this though. I think when it comes to with us being aggressive in the full ball press.
That was my question. Is it sounds like you're very aggressive the entire game.
It complements. Yes, I mean we transition we have one of our pillars is attack mentality. Okay. So on defense, we're trying to be disruptive, attack you. Same thing offensively. We're not. So it's not like we're going to try to speed you up and stuff in the defensive side, and we're going to be slow and No,
so if I'm open and I'm a shooter, you're going to say, okay, shoot it. You don't care if it's 5 seconds into the offense.
I don't want to say we run a Grinnell style where we just shoot up something, but it depending on who it is and.
But it's not slow. It's not like you coming down and trying to. Okay.
No, but we try to be disciplined. Where if we can get that same shot after 3 or 4 passes, but in those 3 or 4 passes we might get a better shot, like a layup.
Right.
We'll do them. But again, a lot of it depends on.
So what I'm trying to get to is your offensive possessions are relative faster than probably the teams that you play.
Yeah, you go back to the shot clock. We would probably, if we had a shot clock in Missouri, that shot clock would probably never go off when we're playing on us.
I knew. Okay. I mean, I'm just thinking for coaches that are listening, 15. It's like don't run flex and make 35 passes. You could run flex. Flex is fine.
But like my former coach, he runs flex and he runs ball press, but his ball press is more of a contain. It's not as aggressive. Yes. So he don't mind his scores being in the 40s and stuff. We usually score somewhere in the to mid to upper 60s with girls.
So what I'm saying to the listeners or the coaches too is if you're going to run this, at least as one of your counters, you're not going to come down and run Carolina's 4 corners. Like it's counter, then don't do it because it's like you're either picking up the pace or you're not picking up the pace.
Yeah, we're big on points per possession. We're looking for
right. Okay.
Try to get deflections. So we're trying to play at a faster pace, but not one of those.
So that's where I think picking an offense is important too. It's like it doesn't have to be motion; it could be dribble drive. There's lots of offenses that would work with this. There's probably very few that won't, because most don't tend to be the more slow, blocker mover. Some of those tend to be a little bit more.
But the good thing, like I said at the beginning, the good thing about this defense is it's a tempo control. You can choose whatever type of tempo you want to play at. And the same thing with your offense. Your offense can complement this.
So go back and zoom it out a little bit. And I want to say, let's say you want to do that press so you can get to full court. So I can't see the top. You got to move it up a little. My bad. I just want to see the top. There you go. So I can see the whole court. So show me how I would run this if I'm up 3 with 7 seconds to go, and I just want to slow you down.
Okay. We just call contain like up 3, if you're up, with a minute or so left, up 6, we might just say, hey, clock is our friend right now. We just want to take and run clock off So we'll do the same thing.
So what roles do you give the girls that are different?
We just take, and their job is, we don't want to trap. We just want, that's going to be where we do more of that bluff and peel back.
Okay.
Make them if they want to make those passes, do so. We don't care.
Right.
But the last thing I want to do is get in a trap and they split us, and now we're got
so
two
the ball. So
behind.
put a couple people on up there with one. So what you're saying, one should go at. This is what I do with my guys too. When one would go at that offensive player, and then might not even get that close. Might bluff it and then peel back.
Yeah. She can take a peel back and keep them off balance. They might take and peel back.
Yeah.
So we don't want any 1-2 traps. We don't want any 2-3 traps. We just want to make them make an extra pass or two. So I'll just yell blue, and I'll just say, hey, we're contain, and then they just know to bluff, peel back, bluff.
What I've said is like if you bluff and peel back, that pass from guard to guard is scary at the end of a game. Like they're not, if you fake like you're going to trap, they don't know if you're going to trap or not. You're the only one that knows you're going to trap.
Yep.
That peel back is, you call it contain. I like that.
We just call it contain. We're just making them
keep them in front of you. Yeah.
Don't let them score in the first 10 seconds, friends. Make them make an extra pass.
What I have found is one tends to get a little aggressive, like at that point, like especially if we've been doing it the whole game. It's like, so I almost need a call to tell him or her stop, like, because they're so used to being aggressive. It's a hard thing to contain, like you're saying. Yeah.
And we've done a good job over the last couple of years, or the last year or so, where we've like the drills you've seen today are kind of like the main drills, the ones we kind of work at the beginning. But then we'll start, once the season goes on, we might not do most of those drills. We might just do more of like competitive scrimmage type things where like we'll go 5-on-5 on 5.
So for a coach listening, those drills we just went through, how long do you do those, like from from your standpoint?
I'd say the first
month.
Since to me, our
not
defense,
for you. So now don't think your team, because your team, the girls that are coming back already know. Like me or someone that's just starting to.
I'd say at least 45 minutes to an hour. The first, if you're going 2 hours, at least the majority of the first half of practice or so. And we usually do them towards the beginning of practice.
Okay. I'm a big believer in defense early, not late in practice.
Yep.
They'll pay much closer attention to offense later in the practice.
We take in with our practice planning, we do a lot of transition stuff first, then we'll do defense. We'll always save like our offensive stuff towards the end because they're tired. And it's like in a game, you want them kind of learning, when you're fatigued at the end of the game, you got to be able to knock down shots. You got to be able to that mentality. You got to be able to think a little bit. So we'll usually do some offensive stuff maybe towards the end of practice. But like I said, you won't be able to do all those in the first. You might, like say, the 5-on-5 shell just to introduce the different traps in the 3/4. You might do like the 3-on-4 with the 1s and 2s. You might do the figure 8 drill on the other end, and you might do the 5-on-8. That might be the only thing you do in that first 45 minutes to an hour just to get it down. And then at least for maybe the first couple of days.
But then post-Christmas, you've done these enough that they kind of know.
Yeah.
And then you're probably tweaking for the opponents you're playing. Like, hey, Team X is going to do this to us. Here's our counter, or how we're going to read this. Yeah.
Yep. So
what causes the biggest problems for you from like opponents that you have?
What's that?
What causes the biggest problems for you from opponents that you have because they know you're doing this. It's not like
I'm gonna think anything like teams that have multiple shooters or so where you have to really be
shoot 3.
But again, that's with anything you do. It doesn't matter what you run.
Play man if they can shoot 3s. Yeah.
Yeah, I say the main thing. If you have girls that are smart and I can go back and look at our stats off huddle assist and like over the last couple of years and. The teams that have just smart kids, they're maybe more experienced, they're older, they make less mistakes. That causes problems. So we're not getting the deflections. You can tell when we go longer into the season, once we start getting a championship game of districts or sectionals or quarter, whatever it is, you're not going to get as many of this. You're going to still control the tempo, so the ball presses are going to be doing things that benefit you, but you might not get as many deflections and steals.
Do you track deflections? Is there any statistics that you track in this?
I am big on your effective field goal percentage and then turnover percentage. if we can win those two categories, and that's some we're lucky to have huddle assist where they do it for us, but those are two categories. And then like points per possession, we try to get, like this year I think we were like 1.03. So we let us know we weren't turning the ball over. We were getting good look, high percentage shots, and so usually those are the three things we take in track. We'll take a look at deflections, but usually it's just those. We just know if we win those two categories, you're going to win probably 97% of your games.
You're going to win lots of your games if you do that. I agree.
So again, we want to take and turn people over, not turn it over ourselves, and we want to take and get again that being disciplined on offense, get good shots, get high percentage shots.
Okay. Anything else for me or the coaches that are listening?
No, I really think when you start putting this in, like let's say it's a coach that, like I know Steve, you took and did a little bit of this season.
I did, and it worked at times. The problem is it kind of got lost in the shuffle because we had some we had to work with, but
like a coach listening and they're putting this in, I think you have to be, the first thing I'll tell people is you have to sell it to your team. You have to be a good salesman.
Yeah,
that was the first thing I did when I got here.
You would put it in early too. I'd put it in early.
Yeah, I put it in, like I said, my first year here. I moved down here in the summer, so I put it in over summer. But that first day I had them in open gym, and this is the first time I was really around my team. I just try to sell them on, hey, we're gonna do something different that most teams don't do. We're gonna press, make some misses. We're gonna be different in that way. And like I've told other people, I had no clue I didn't know if anybody else was doing that around, but I just told we're gonna do something different. And
it's a relatively easy sell though.
Yes. And I think with girls it was easy. I think like I say everybody likes to take and press and play that way.
Right.
And I think it's one of those things you have to kind of stay with. There's going to be times where you're going to give up some things maybe early, but some coaches are too quick to scrap it and do something else. I think it's your all in type defenses and
well, especially for coaches that are building programs too. You got to look at what's coming up. Are you going to have those kind of players? Are you going to, or maybe you're not, then it might not work, but
and that's why I told you at the beginning, it's kind of a good program defense because you can tweak it to fit your team. You can, how aggressive you want to be, the different pick, if I have a team that's not as quick, maybe we don't pick up 3/4, maybe we do more in the half court to the quarter court, different things like that. So just, I think you have to be a good salesman, and then you have to, I think if you believe in it and the girls, your team, the boys know that you believe in it, they're going to believe in it as well.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Coach, sitting here. I hope you enjoyed that video. Nothing better than sitting in an empty gym. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach. Go over and check out, subscribe and like. You'll get notifications on all of these. And let me know if I can help you put one of these on your wall or with your youth program or wherever you are. So go over, check it out, teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better.